All right, let me turn this down just a little bit. There we go. So this is the other side of the sleeve for the that purple cardigan I had uploaded in that short yesterday. So here's where I'm at with it right now. I've already sewn up the sides, and I need to work on extending this down to the cuff. So that's what I'll be doing, and you'll be able to see kind of how I do that. Because of the way I'm doing the colors, I of course want this to match the other one. So I'm going to approximately, right, find the middle point at the bottom, because I like to do the starts of my rows at the bottom so it's less noticeable, since this will be the part like everybody sees. I'm going to do half double crochets with black. So I already know where I want to start this, so I'm going to put it right here. Do my standing half double. Right. Move over just a little bit so you can see this better. There we go. And I've been trying really hard to weave in ends as I go. This next round, you'll see why I need to weave in the ends as I go, because if I don't, oh boy. All right, I want this one. And now I'm going to do this thing where I kind of help it look a little bit more cohesive. I don't actually do any decreases here, but here's how I make this edge look a little bit better. I'm sorry, I know that this is black yarn, so you can't really see too well. Let me see if I can adjust my lighting. No, that's okay. All right. So I'm going to do what looks like a half double crochet decrease, and I'm just going to find a spot relatively near the top. So it looks like I've done a half double crochet decrease, but then I'm going to go back into where I just was and do another half double crochet decrease, if you will. And then I'm going to do it once more here. So what that does, you probably can see, maybe, it's one stitch here, one stitch here, one stitch here. So I didn't actually reduce any stitches because there really weren't any stitches here to be, but it helps create this like cohesive point right here. So I'm not having something here and this just sort of terminates in the center. It actually has a stitch going over it, which I feel just looks good. Anyway, and then now I go right back to the half doubles. I'll be done with this round shortly. It should be a total, I think, of 40 stitches if it matches the other one. So I got a new chair earlier this week. And I'm actually able to sit cross-legged. This chair is so wide, I can sit cross-legged, which is awesome, because it was starting to get frustrating constantly having to move, especially when I was working instead of crocheting. I had an absolutely amazing day of focus yesterday at work, which was nice because of the chair. All right, so finish this. I'm just going to count it real quick, see if I'm close to that 40. If I don't have 40, it's okay. 39, 41, I can make adjustments in the next round. I like the way this looks, so I'm probably not going to frog it or try and do anything to it. Yep, 40, exactly. Cool. Oh, my dad just asked me a question. 1 second. All right. So I'm not gonna weave in completely, like to fasten off, but I am gonna start it, and then I'm gonna work around over it, and then I'm gonna weave it in. I just want to make this a secure point for when I work this next round into it. All right, then here, what I like to do with these, so I'll actually undo, this is my standing half double. I'll undo those knots. I'll show you why in a second. I'm sure if you've been crocheting long enough, you'll kind of understand, or maybe you've done it yourself. All right, so now the knot's done. Just tighten it. And that's how my standing, I know it's black yarn, but that's how the standing double crochet looks now. It just really, it blends in quite well. But of course I'm gonna try and weave this in a little bit to secure it before I start my next round. The next round is gonna be half doubles in my contrasting colors. And I did something that I alluded to in my short, but you'll be able to see how I did it. Just weave this in a little bit. Back the other way. All right. Now, I don't like to join my colors right on top of a join. I like to put it either before or after. So probably do it right here. Now I want my midpoint for my purple color to be at the apex, if you will, right here. So I'm gonna want 4. Okay. I'm just gonna mark these so I know, and then I can work backwards from there in terms of the color. Yeah, I came up with this yesterday, tried it out on the first sleeve, liked how it ended up looking. At first I was like, I don't know about this, but trust the process. Doing every 4 because there were 40 here. Move this since I already know. I'm going to switch this here since the darkest color is of course purple. So that lets me know to start the purple. There's my join. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is we've got the apex there. My lighter purple is going to start here. So I'm actually going to start it right here so I don't have to do any other color changes. I'm just going to unhook that real quick, get my hook, and grab my light purple. So here we go. Another standing half double. I'm going to do 8 of these in total. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take that out. 4. 5. 6. 7. And here's where I'm going to do a color change. So I'm going to find my scissors. I'm going to snip one of these. Push that to the back. I'm going to grab my second lightest or second darkest purple. And I'm going to finish that 8th stitch with these colors. Now I'm going to do 4 like this. So there's 1. Let me get that stitch mark out of the way. 2, 3, and here we're not going to finish this one. We're going to cut this light one. Going to grab my other strand. You don't have to worry about it being like wonky right now, because when you weave them in, it will be fine. You just end up having to weave in a lot of ends, but that's just the way I'm doing it. There's 1,000 other people out there with 1,000 other ways to do this. Or I guess a million, really. All right, so again, here I am. I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to add one of the dark ones now. It's a dark purple. Make sure I have enough for weaving in. There we go. And of course, some people will carry their yarn. That's, I feel perfectly fine. I just, since this is the first time I'm doing this, well, I guess it's the second time, I prefer to just, I'll weave in my ends. I don't like weaving in ends, but I wanted to make sure it looked good for the teacher, so I don't want any colors accidentally poking through. So then we'll do 8 here, like we did below for the light, like lilac color. So there's our 3, our 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we will end on this one 8 because, yep. So there, gonna trim. Pull that purple to the side. Probably gonna finish this up, upload this, then I gotta take my son to the hairdressers. 1, 2. And then this should conclude it. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Done. All right. I like to weave my ends in 3 ways. That was 2. Pull it tight, then pull this apart a little bit, and then back the way I came. That one's in. For this one, because I have purple on this side and the lighter purple on that side, I'm going to bring this purple this way. I'm going to bring this up vertically too. And then back down. I feel like that has less risk of even a little tail coming out. Do the same with this one. Try and travel it along the back so it doesn't stay too much in the front. It's there, back, up, and then down. There. Only 1,000 more ends to go. That's what it feels like. Let's see. Go do this one. No. All right. Gonna go up and then back down. This is always the most fun about crocheting, and you don't see a lot of crocheters advertise this part of it. It'll be like, and now we're gonna weave in the end, and then the video will cut and it's been completed, and what you didn't see is the 6 hours it took to weave in all the ends. A lot of times I try and weave in as I go, in terms of like as I'm crocheting I weave over the ends, but for this I want to make sure that I have control over where the colors are appearing on the front side, and I feel like the best way to do that is through this. If it was a single color, then I would probably think differently on it, but a lot of different colors at play. But going along pretty good so far. We only have, what is it, a few more ends to weave in. These guys, these two, gotta secure those. So yeah, not much further to go. I'll probably do just the next round and then I'll head out, so you can see what the whole point of this part was. Apart from looking fancy. There we go. And then back up. And then down. All right, I'm going to weave this part in now. Of course, I didn't cut it evenly. A better view of what that looks like when I undo that knot. Works out pretty well, at least I think. So now, I don't know if you can see, but this is the one that was not my standing half double. This was my standing, and this kind of imitates that look. So it's just a little bit harder to determine if it was the standing or not. So I won't be weaving these in until I go through the next round, similar to these ones here. So I'm going to go quickly finish these guys up. almost done. I feel like I spent most of my time on this video so far just weaving in ends. And if you remember, I already wove this one in quite a bit, so it's very secure now. 2 left to go. I think I'll do this one. In and up. Oops. There's in and up. And then I'm going to go back down. Ow. Go. And back down. Okay. Snip. There we go. We're down to the last one of the join. So this one is where I'll split them. I'll have one go one way and one go the other. Just gonna pop that up there. Down. Over. Over. Back. I'm just gonna bring it back to that second one. I'm gonna go up. And then back down. Right through that middle, through the very bottom right there. There we go. All right. Now we go to the round. So I got to look at this real quick and see untangle that. How I want to do it. I'm going to have a join here, here, here. So I'm going to start this, I think, here, here. I'm going to start it right here. I'll mark where my stitches in terms of where I'm going to be dropping things down. So I'm going to take my black yarn, so you're going to be single crochets until I drop it down. So I'm just going to go right into this one because I don't want to have my drop down be that stitch, be the starting stitch. So just a single crochet there. Then I'm going to bring this, got my thumb there, there's a front post double crochet in the row below. And you just want to do this kind of loose. And then 1, 2, 3, drop down, 1, 2, 3, another drop down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, we go. Look where that is. Right there. Ta-da! I would be so upset if the other one doesn't look like this. Because I don't think I planned the other sleeve like that. But that's okay, you know, it's the organic nature of unplanned crochet. I hear my dog coming, making her way up the stairs. Rotate this again, and we're almost at the end. Look at that. And voila. So that is why I did what I did. Just turned out so nice. Alright, so I gotta go take my son over to the hairdresser's. When I come back, I'm planning on adding the... Oh, hey there, honey. No, stay away, stay away. Don't mess with me. Just gonna secure this for right now. Back up and over. All right, leave that for now. But yeah. But the next rounds will be the half double crochet clusters. That did turn out really well. I'm gonna have a cluster here. So this is really where I want to work my way back to the bottom part of this to make sure that this will work. So cluster, 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 cluster. Right there. So this is where I'm going to want to start when I get back. My clusters. But yeah, I think that turned out quite nice. It almost, not quite, but almost makes me want to redo the other one because I know there's where I have, I think I accidentally did 9 up here. So the bottom looks wonky by 1 stitch, but again, it's on the underside. No one's going to see it. I still have this pattern where it's every 4. So yeah, it'll be fine. All right, bye.